All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth with Ben Jokes. Obstructing police officers from discharging their duties is criminal offense. Police. The Police Public Relations Officer, PPRO, Lagos Command, CSP Benjamin Hundeyin, says that obstructing police officers while discharging their lawful duties is criminal offense. Mr. Hundeyin made this known in a statement on Saturday in Lagos against the backdrop of a viral video incident at Omole Estate in the Ojodu area of Lagos State. The PPRO said that the command had to react and set the record straight on the video circulating in social media. In the video, estate security personnel were seen preventing uniformed police officers from gaining access to the estate to enforce the law, prevent crime, and ensure security and safety. Now, Mr. PRO, you have failed to ask yourself one question. Where did private security personnel find the nerves to prevent uniformed policemen from carrying out their duties? Let me help you with the answer. They got the nerves when the police became an enemy of the people, extorting civilians on the roads, helping thugs steal ballot boxes during elections, protecting criminals and harassing the innocent. If you want the police force to command respect, start acting decently towards taxpayers whose taxes pay your salaries. Point blank, period. Now, let us look at the top stories. First is that ongoing tale of massive security collapse in Plateau State. Herdsmen have taken out about 100 already and still counting. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that, drums of revolution began to beat in northern Nigeria. Youths took up knives and began jeering to rise against corrupt politicians in Nigeria, and the state governor is now begging them to toe the path of peace. Before I show you details of these top stories and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you these videos. The first video here is from the popular Dr. Arikana. She's proposing a military takeover in the rest of Africa after seeing the progress made in Burkina Faso, Mali, and other countries where military took over. See the video.
What's happening in Burkina Faso must be supported. What's happening in Mali must be supported. What's happening in Niger must be supported. If you care the least bit about our future, how else are we going to get France out of Africa? How else are we going to get Britain, Germany, all those former colonizers? They're now in as multinationals, siphoning billions out of Africa, using safe havens to hide their returns. We know they're here. They are now wolf in sheep's clothing. What is it going to take? If you look at the move that Niger made, by simply saying, France, you can no longer buy our uranium for 80 cents a kilo, when we know very well you're selling it for 200 euros per kilo. Niger was realizing about 1 billion out of the sales of its uranium a year, while France was realizing close to 300 billion. That one move alone, when Niger said, if you want our uranium, 200 euros a kilo, please. Immediately, 300 billion. 1 million. It's not going to take much to change Africa. We got what it takes. If there's one thing we're very fortunate of, we're endowed with everything the rest of the world needs. The truth of the matter is, we don't need the world. The world needs Africa. Do we really know that and believe in it and are ready to stand up and proclaim who we are? And let them know. But I've sat in meetings where I've seen ministers, America, can you help us with this? Europe, can you help us? Begging endlessly for something that we have. Whatever they are giving you is what they stole from us.
Wow, you heard that. As we speak, Tinubu is in France. What a shame. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger Republic are rejecting France. They have now become the model of the modern kind of leadership that Africa needs to forge ahead. It is such a pity what democracy has become in Africa. It has failed to the point that many Africans are now clamoring for the military. So far in Africa, all the countries where military took over, the military were received with joy by the people. And you and I know that Nigeria won't be an exception. What a shame on democracy in Africa. Meanwhile, if practiced well, democracy is the best system of government. There is no better system of government than it, in my opinion. And we have seen it succeed tremendously in other climes. But here in Africa, it appears to be a curse on the continent, where our leaders go about begging for crumbs from World Bank and IMF when we have everything on the African soil. It's such a shame. And the next video here talks about how to improve the security situation in Nigeria. And I tell you, this is the kind of discussion that APC members try to avoid. See the video.
In the past, politicians looked at state police as a political weapon. But now, the reality on ground that state police is a security weapon to be able to guard every segment of the country. What has increased our level of insecurity in Nigeria, it's as a result of how our communities had been infiltrated by people that are not even Nigerians. How our areas in terms of security don't have actual number to be able to police our people. Nigeria is even below the UN Charter of one police to about 200 or 400 people. So until they start looking at community policing, that's when issues started coming down. So having the state police and having the local police is just a matter of now the vigilante and the community police that we already have in existence to officially...
Just to formalize?
Yes, to officially formalize them as people with authority that they can really arrest and prosecute. Because now they can only give information, arrest, and hand over to the higher authorities.
They lack
but when you give
powers.
them, so when you give them that formal powers, they can be able to arrest and prosecute.
You saw that. The issue of state police is long overdue in Nigeria. There's no doubt about that. But I doubt if the APC will ever allow Nigeria to have state police. Because, number one, it will help to fight insecurity greatly. The issue of sneaking into communities will now reduce to the barest minimum. There will be people at alert, people who know the terrain more than the terrorists will always be at alert. So it will reduce security greatly. And you know that the APCs are one of the chief sponsors of insecurity in Nigeria. They wouldn't want it to reduce. And number two, a state police will be under the state governor. And that makes a governor more powerful. If Fubara had a state police under him, suspending him might have been almost impossible because federal police would not be able to enter Rivers State unless he permits it. So if you suspend him and he says he's not leaving office, his state police will defend him. And looking at all these and considering how selfish, corrupt, and power drunk Tinubu is, I don't see him ever approving a state police in Nigeria. It is something that I really wish that President Goodluck Jonathan did before leaving office. But as it is, under the APC, I don't see it coming to pass. Now, let us look at the top stories. First is that terrible terrorist attack in Plateau State that has claimed scores of lives and still counting. And next is that revolutionary act by Northern youths that got the governor of Bauchi State scared, and now he's persuading them to embrace peace. Let's start by taking that update from Plateau State. Look at how the papers reported it. Death toll in Plateau State attacks rises to 52 as authorities continue search. Sahara reporters. The death toll from the recent wave of violent attacks in Boko's local government area of Plateau State has climbed to 52, according to local officials. The rise follows the discovery of 40 additional bodies during search and rescue operations conducted on Wednesday and Thursday nights. Authorities and community leaders confirmed that the mass burials were held on Thursday, including for 31 victims in a single ceremony. Among the dead were 5 children who were reportedly burnt to ashes in Horoti village. Additional fatalities include 11 in Rui, 4 in Manguna, and 1 in Dafo village. The Bokos Cultural Development Council Vanguard, through its chairman Famasum Fodang, revealed that the search for missing persons continues, especially in the Horoti and Mba communities. The council has urged residents to remain vigilant as the search and rescue operations intensify. In response to the attacks, the Plateau State government condemned the violence and appealed for calm. The Commissioner for Information and Communication, Joyce Ramnap, expressed concern over the resurgence of violence, describing it as a serious setback to recent efforts to restore peace and stability in the area. Ramnam further called on residents to exercise restraint and avoid retaliatory actions, emphasizing that the government is strengthening intelligence gathering and emergency response mechanism in partnership with security operatives. Can you see what the Fulanis are doing in Plateau State? This is what they started since December last year. Anytime they attack, they drop nothing less than 100 people. That is the least they can drop. And the attacks have been consistent, almost happening like once in 2 weeks. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. UD here says, insecurity is now unprecedented. Something is off right now. That is it. And Patrick Daniels here tagged the Nigerian police. He tagged the army headquarters, tagged official DSS and Amnesty Nigeria. And he said, where is the energy you all put in the Uromi killing of 16 suspected terrorists against what is happening in the Plateau? May God reward your hypocrisy accordingly. That is it. 16 were killed in Uromi and we are still arguing and battling over that. But people are dropping daily per minute all around the country. And Justice here says, how will be sharing country with bloodthirsty demons like these? Where are Shehu Sani and Atiku, who have been very vocal during the killing of the 16 arm bearers? He's still talking about the Uromi incident. And Joe here says, Tinubu is chilling in France and Shetima is in Owambe in Senegal. No serious leader will have the current crisis in the country and they will be flying out of their country. The level of carelessness of APC administration is beyond comprehension. They don't care. It's like they even have intel that something is about to happen. That was why the two of them ran out of the country. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that, that update from northern Nigeria began making the rounds. Look at how the papers reported it. Borno government warns against unruly social media conduct among youths, Sahara reporters. The Borno state government has said it expressed deep concerns over what is described as the unruly behavior and disorderly conduct of some youths who have taken to social media to make threats and utterances deemed contrary to the state's culture and way of life. In a statement released on Thursday by the Directorate of Culture, Ministry of Information and Internal Security, the government condemned recent social media postings showing some young individuals holding knives, insulting government officials, and challenging lawful policies. Some of the postings depict some youngsters holding knives, insulting government officials, and challenging lawful policies of the government. This is unacceptable, the statement read. The government called on the youths to uphold the values and traditions of Borno State, which is widely known as the home of peace. Borno State prides itself as the home of peace, where our diverse communities live in peace, togetherness, fairness, tolerance, and harmony. We urge our teeming youth to maintain an orderly conduct consistent with our age-hallowed tradition, norms, and values, the statement added. That is good. You will be up there stealing the state's money, enjoying the state's wealth, you and your children, and you are telling the youths that there are values, that there are norms that they should follow. We are getting there. Shay, you saw them in a video and they were holding knives. There are soldiers all over social media, all over TikTok, with their bare face making videos and criticizing the government. Before, they will say it's mutiny, that they should be careful, but soldiers are all over the place doing it now. Now, northern youths are wielding knives, criticizing, insulting politicians and criticizing policies. You call those policies lawful policies, but they are killing the citizens. And the country does not belong to you and your colleagues alone. The country belongs to all of us. And I am telling you, I am so happy that this is happening when the second phase of the End Bad Governance protest is about to begin on the 7th of April. I am happy that this development is coming around this time. This is what you politicians have asked for, and you are going to get it. Treating Nigerians like animals, treating us as if the country does not belong to all of us. This is what you have asked for, and you are going to get it. This is just the beginning. A time will come when you will just be in that your state house and 10,000 people will appear before you. A time will come when National Assembly members will think they are having a meeting and 15,000 Nigerians will occupy that place. How can we be in a country people cannot eat, people cannot sleep because of heat? You will not give them light. Children cannot go to school. We have the highest infant mortality rate in the world because of the total collapse of our primary healthcare services. Doctors are fleeing Nigeria in their thousands. I saw a report from Lagos State 2 days ago. They said Lagos requires 30,000 doctors and they have 8,000. You need 30,000 to serve the state and only 8,000 are available. Our doctors are fleeing, escaping this country because of the harsh economic realities. And you are there telling youths that they should embrace norms and values. So you cannot embrace norms and values. It's only youths, but don't worry. This revolution that we have been talking about, this country will see it in our lifetime. Anyway, make I leave am here. Make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una. Now I dey here. So don't go away. Don't go away.